Welcome back, everybody, to the Gears Winter Major. This is going to be the final matchup we are going to have the chance to watch before Grand Finals. We already know VQ sits there. Who's going to join them? It could be UYU. It could be Pittsburgh Knights. But I'm Taylor Reflections, joined by Guy Blaze. Hey, Blaze, check this out. First and foremost, that analyst desk, I thought there was going to be a fight without question. I couldn't tell where Fallout was going, man. He misspelled Jordan's name. He predicted UYU to win, but he was DMing the PK boys saying good luck. I have no idea where his mindset is at. But tell me where UYU's mindset is at, because without question, they're angry and they want revenge.
UYU's mindset is strictly on revenge. I have never seen this team so ticked off after that semifinals from last night, all right? And PK, they says, hey, GG's, we're going to take our 15 grand. It is what it is. It sucks to suck, right? So UYU is about to say, all right, well, back it up one time, okay? You guys think you're better? Prove it to us once again then.
I'm going to be honest with you, Blaze. I don't even know if UYU or PK care about Grand Finals at this point. For them, this is the Grand Finals. They just want to beat each other down and say, you know what, I'm better than you. And I think UYU wants it a little bit more.
As fans, Taylor, the winner of this matchup is going to be so fired up that they will have at least the best chance to beat VQ no matter who comes out on top, because like you said, this matchup is insane. They're not even looking towards the finals now. This kind of feels like the finals to them because it's so personal, and they're going to have a lot of energy going up against VQ when they come out victorious.
And look, Pittsburgh Knights is coming down off of being absolutely massacred by Vanquish, 10-1. Without question, they got destroyed. And now they're looking to go against UYU. And honestly, that might be in the back of their mind. Are we good enough? Can we beat UYU? We'll definitely find out. But for UYU, this is a map that they lost earlier in the week. But check it out. They're coming out stronger than ever, going in for the domination. Monkyz will get a break, but for how long? You got Xplosive there, looking to hold out the troops of PK.
And UYU, man, they're going to add insult to injury. This entire matchup, I think we're going to see a lot of Lancers, a lot of crossfire. They will be pre-firing a lot of these choke points, making it that much harder for PK to get into this series. And if they get a big lead and they start looking like the Insanes here with those Lancers, man, it's just PK is going to feel defeated here. And, you know, as a former Gears of War player, I think that was always the worst way to lose, where I never even made it to a shotgun fight because my opponent with teamwork was just so on point.
Okay, it's going to be a fun one, man, really. Powerz, by the way, 6 assists. That's impressive, right?
But those Lancers, man, I tell you, the Lancers will be out all game. They will not give PK a shotgun fight if they can help it.
Drop shot being fought for now onto streets. Normally this would be your fight that you would be seeing on the second half, but no more will we see that. At least on the first half, it's going to be all about who gets it. TJ hits a nice shot on the Dezo. Monkyz answers back by taking down TJ. And of course, you're going to have Raver and SuMuNs there to take down Kenny. UYU on the back pedal. And this first round, or at least the second round, excuse me, all about PK. 32 seconds. That's an answer back.
Man, that's how PK is going to have to win this series, blow for blow, power for power, man, because even though UYU was set up top at the hill, PK, man, just one player after another. They soaked up the damage from those Lancers and they hit their shots. They wolf pack on through and they got the elimination victory. All right, here we go. The drop shot's down. As you guys can see, this time around, PK will have an incendiary grenade to use up top. Let's see what they do with it. And let's see also how, sorry, I take that back. UYU have the incendiary grenade to use up top. Let's see how PK is going to dodge it.
PK, hopefully they're quick on their feet. Smokes are out. Looks like Xplosive has the instant in hand. He is looking to get in. And honestly, oh no, he misses. And unfortunately, he will drop a bit of a missed throw. And Xplosive takes out Xplosive. No, that's not what we want to see.
Yeah, he's going to implode top entrance there. He slows down the rotation up top against the Pittsburgh Knights. But in the end, PK, they get the drop shot. They got map control as well. They're in a good spot. Player 9 has to go in for this revive, but I think UYU knows that. So they may try to push towards top entrance while that was happening. Now the game's going to end up having to slow down. UYU, they're going to have a difficult task getting through this PK defense with them having that one drop shot.
Be a very difficult task, without question, as PK looks to extend their lead to 2-1. UYU has to just find a way to kind of bait out this extra drill bit, right? What's the play? Overextension? Try to go for tracks? At this point in time, it seems unclear as they might be stacking 3 strong on streets to push over. Of course, one is going to be down low, but maybe this overextension is there. It could be a bait, right? It could be a bait. But for Monkyz, he's ready for whatever UYU does.
And he's doing a great job holding his drop, but now he was going to get into a fight with Powerz. Puts the drop on his back, shotty out. He had 2 players in front of him. Really just needs to get 1 kill here. He goes for the one in the back, misses it. Now it's a 2v2 fight, but it will be PK who wins that engagement. Kenny gets there a little bit late there with the Lancer, but he's in a perfect position to defend against his home hill for now, and he's going to have some help behind him as well.
As a wolf fall 2, Kenny's on a massacre. He's looking to make this fight his. He wants to give the advantage back to UYU, and the opportunity now has presented himself. But they need to get B. It starts off with taking down SuMuNs. That's a good fight and a good win. Identivez now forced to back off as UYU is too strong on tracks. You can't challenge that. You got to get out of there. Well, I say it, and he does go back in for the challenge, but he was forced to. His explosive pushed up. Double train is there, and B will be locked in for UYU. But that's not going to give them the win condition. They're going to have to go for the overextension. They need the domination.
Powerz narrowly escapes with his life there to even put UYU in a position for this domination. He dies there. It probably won't happen. Now, Kenny and Praized, they got to defend against the drop pick, and that was a big kill from Kenny. So drop shots out of play. This becomes more doable for UYU. Praized trying to defend against that right hand, but now multiple members here of PK surrounding their home hill. They got the drop shot as well. TJ tries to chase him down. Monkyz with the quick turnaround gets the kill. In the end, Pittsburgh Knights, they get the 3rd round of this map.
PK, Monkyz, what is he doing? He hits the little hump, all right? So he's saying, look, check this out. You may be angry, stay angry, because we're going to be on top after this matchup is finished with 2-1 lead. And I think in this series, it's fair to say UYU, this is probably going to be one of the weakest maps in the series. But as you said, Powerz, he may have 0 kills, but he's got the 10 assists.
Hey, man, you know, every 2 assists is pretty much is a kill in my book. You might as well credit
so
him
he's got 5 kills.
Yeah. 5 kills in my heart, right? But, you know, just Powerz being there for his teammates. He's a jack of all trades there, and he can do whatever the team needs. So this time around, Pittsburgh Knights, they're going to build their incendiary grenade up top so they can get into the drop shot a little bit quicker than UYU. So they got the extra bit of lethality there, and they're going to be sending 5 players towards this side of the map. If they don't come out with this drop, that's going to be pretty demoralizing for them off this initial.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see if they do so, as they're going to be very aggressive on getting in. TJ's going to go ahead and pick it up, and I think he's just going to dip out. This could be a good opportunity to use it, though. He's going to fire one off, and that's going to connect onto Raver, but from the flank is going to be SuMuNs, and he is going to take him down, and like you said, a demoralizing defeat. Kenny last up, now facing off against 3 members from PK, all in his spawn. He will drop. You got Identivez on B, and now you got UYU trying to push back PK.
That was a beautiful flank there from SuMuNs straight through the center. Put PK in his beautiful position. They're going to lock in the last round of the first half. And off the start, they was able to get that initial down on that player from UYU, who kind of had to, you know, sacrifice his life a little bit for the drop shot to get out of there. But then PK, they get a great kill with the nade. SuMuNs gets the double kill on the flank. And from there, everything was set up on top of the home hill for them to close out that round.
Okay, 3-1 lead. Second half. PK, I think they're just thinking it through. Well, they do send a shock. That is interesting, is it not? Normally we see shocks up top, but no more, right? Because the shock is down on tracks, Blaze.
Yeah, it is, but I think UYU is going to upgrade that flash into something in which they can use a support utility weapon. You know, rather if it's, you know, maybe hammer burst, marks, or retro, however the weapon tree goes for it. I don't think those flashes stay there for too long, but they definitely going to be some very useful coming off the spawn. Powerz is going to pick them up, has those 2 extra nades to be utilized in this fight here. We'll see what goes down.
Right, Identivez, it's a nice shot on the TJ. That front spawn, taking him out early is beneficial, but luckily, the rest of the teammates from UYU are going to beat him, but I fear they are. Oh, beautiful instant. Monkyz and Raver go down. Xplosive, that is a nice connection, but from the flank is going to be Dezo, and he makes it happen! That's going to be 3 down, make that almost 4. and you thought UYU had the advantage from Xplosive with the double kill with the instant blaze. That's all out of the woodworks at this point. That's insane, but Kenny's there on the flank too.
I'm having flashbacks of when Dezo did that to Hive to make it to the grand finals. He loves this map. He's on full form currently. Now PK charging back to get set up here to get ready for that next drop shot when it comes up in play. Still, PK, they're down in this round, and they need to get a heal towards their name. They will get their home heal soon, but a lot of their focus is here at E. UYU, they're making this hard on them.
This is just, I love it. This is fantastic. UYU has netted themselves a nice, decent lead. Now, it did look chaotic, and it absolutely was. For UYU, they remain in control. PK trying to force them back. Kenny's going to go ahead and take that early little position up ahead. So go ahead and back off wisely. So now, that is going to be 2 downs, though. And this is where PK is going to push up, and UYU might be in some trouble here. They need to push back, and Powerz is doing so. Monkyz and Ravers will fall. Praized will pick up Identivez. That's going to be 3 down, and that forces SuMuNs out. He's on all 4s. Dezo will stay alive. He's on tracks. He's not going to challenge TJ in this position, but the reality is, Blaze, PK, they're down in points quite a bit. They are low in respawns. I think they're giving it up.
SuMuNs is the lowest, and PK, they're going to just concede this round for now. They know that it'd be a tall task to be able to come back in that one, especially the way UYU was set up and with the power weapons coming off respawn. So they're going to hold off here, get ready to go into round number 6. PK currently got momentum here in this map. And I like their placement, too, of the shock down low at tracks. Still curious to see what UYU wants to do with those flashes when it's time. But for now, they're going to focus on getting their incendiary grenade maxed out. And they're going to lower that respawn timer down to a minute, which is going to be very useful for them. Now, on the flip end, PK says we need that front spawn utility so we can have a better chance at getting this drop shot, getting into position at that entrance door.
Okay, here we go. Big round for UYU to tie this up, and more importantly, to continue to hurt the respawn economy of PK. That's going to give them a massive leg up if this goes the distance to round 9. It's going to force PK to rethink if they want to continue to respawn. For TJ, he barely gets out of there alive. Those flames were hurting, and more importantly, 1 Lancer bullet would have took him down, but the reality is Dezo does get away with the drop shot, so back secured.
Now, these UYU members, they want Dezo to shoot this drop shot now, trying to bait the heal. TJ gets caught. Praized may not make it out alive. I don't think Dezo uses a drop shot to kill him. They're going to have to fight him straight up, and he wins that fight. Nice back A. Xplosive dodges his drop as well, and now UYU, they have a lead. PK don't have any heals, no points, and no more drops.
Here we go. Powerz looking to hold it up, and he does. You love to see that as Praized also joins into the mix. PK now back against the wall. And UYU is not noble, right? They're not going to back off here. They're going to continue to push the gas down. And, well, it works out. That's going to be 3-3. And, again, that's an important round for them to win. Luckily for PK, though, they lose it in 1 minute and 13 seconds, which means they don't commit a ton of respawns there. So they're going to be okay, come back with 4 out of 4. Things could have got dicey there if it would have extended out. But now UYU has put them back into the race. It almost looked like all was lost, and they were losing that drop shot fight quite a bit. But now they figured something out, and they're making it happen.
Yeah, man, I don't know if all is good on the PK side after losing that round, because that was a great initial to get the drop shot, but they were playing a little bit too fast there. They could not get set up. UYU took control. Praized got a great kill as he was getting chased down there. And that quickly, UYU hits the full counter now. They get this round. That's a break point for them, and they're going to take momentum here in the series. PK, they got to win this fight at E and figure out a way how to slow this one down.
All right, here we go. Now getting back into it. We'll see who's going to be able to take over this drop shot for TJ. He barely gets out with his life once again, though. The instant is going to be thrown. It's going to force TJ now separated from his teammates. And Kenny, though, will pick on SuMuNs. That's going to be a big pickup as Powerz gets the quick pick, or not the quick pick per se, but does get the drop shot. So now PK, what do they do? It looks like they're going tracks.
They are, but Kenny's going to take one to the grave. Plenty of marks, lots of damage put out before he dies. PK. They got their home heal in. Their focus is going to be tracks. Xplosive will keep backing up, and he's actually going to hop the other side of the tracks. He doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to give PK the opportunity here to get an easy kill on him, as his team is currently set up. Now, let's see how does PK want to get control of this map again, because this is a big round for him.
Huge round. Massive round, right? I mean, this is the round to put themselves up at map point. This is their map after all. They lose. This little salute comes in. Perfect timing, too. These guys, they've been on camera a lot. They knew exactly where we were going.
Shout out Tom. Exactly Tom always knows where to put the camera at, okay? Our observer is the best in the game, man. And being an observer in esports is not easy, especially this is a one-man job. We don't got 10 observers like other esports, all right? Tom is just that awesome.
Absolutely. Give him a follow on Twitter. He greatly appreciated. Powerz will take down Identivez with the drop. And it's going to make UYU, or put them, I should say, in a much better position. BK starting to slow down. UYU getting the hang of it. This is a map that they lost earlier during the winter major. So coming into it, I had my doubts. But right now, they are proving me wrong. Xplosive connects onto Raver with the Ensign. And you know what? PK hasn't lost a lot of lives. And I'm speaking in regards to, 4 of them. Identivez obviously down to 2 out of 4. But we expect Identivez to be lower in response because he's the one who's always getting there. But things are getting a little bit dicey. PK making their last ditch attempt.
I thought I was going to get scared for PK not getting that decap because I saw Kenny rotating that shot grenade back over. If that hits and that decap doesn't come through, man, PK, they're feeling it. But Kenny's still going to toss it because to him, he's just like, hey, I just need to slow you guys from getting to our home hill at this point because UYU, they went off 1. Now, the shot grenade was off just a bit. The UYU, they're fortifying on D. Powerz goes down. PK is right where they want to be. But the incinerator grenade is going to block off the route to the hill. The kills come through.
Wow.
UYU, they get the break round. And now they control this map.
I was a bit worried for them, especially on that final push. I thought PK, Dezo secures the fresh drop. And I'm thinking to myself, that is going to be so beneficial because UYU, they're parking the bus. They're going to be all grouped up. And one devastating drop shot, one devastating drill bit would take out a mass of UYU members, give the advantage to PK, and then they do a UYU special on UYU. But it doesn't come to fruition. We're now 4-3, and UYU is about to take a very critical map in this series.
All right, UYU is going to choose to get some extra utility here. On the flip end, PK is going to put some resources there into their lower secondary. Now, I think that's a good placement for them because if this does go to round 9, those flashes will be leveled up going into that final round there, and PK can match whatever UYU decides to put. So here we go. Off the initial, TJ is going to charge in first. Takes a lot of damage, but so many smoke grenades and not enough marks here for UYU. They will see Monkyz in the corner. They're going to focus on him. Powerz waste no time taking him out, but Dezonide, Identivez, he gets the drop and he backs up. He needs to hit some clutch drops, and he's going to cut off the route from TJ and pick up an easy kill.
SuMuNs will also take down Kenny. So 2 players will drop off from UYU as BK continues to hold on to power. And Raver will go ahead and hop over and go for the decap. Praized, though, is going to be there for some added pressure, making it a little bit more difficult for PK to get E, but the inevitable is occurring. We knew they were going to get the neutral. The pressure was just too real. So UYU knows, hey, there's still one more drill bit out there. We have to watch out for Monkyz. Now, once that goes, they'll feel a lot more confident to push up. But until then, they've got to play this very, very carefully.
But the only way he's going to shoot it if somebody takes the shot, and there's plenty of respawns on the side of UYU. They just got to figure out where he is and fake it out. But, they can easily bait him out by, putting some pressure on E or putting some pressure down low at the home hill. And they're probably going to make both plays simultaneously because that's one of UYU go-to strategies. They want to force you to make difficult decisions. They don't want to turtle up on one hill all the time, especially when they're in situations like this. That's why we call it the UYU special at the end of rounds when they make these awesome comebacks, because they are always playing in unison, always on the same page. And you got to give their credit to the IGL and the coaching staff here of this team, Xplosive and Ashes, keeping these players so consistent here. And now UYU looking to strike first, but they're in a difficult spot. Let's see if PK can send us to a round 9.
Praized jumped right into that drop shot. Unfortunately, misjudging it. Monkyz will also take down Kenny. Xplosive on the back pedal. I believe he's going to be down to one shot, and he will be dropped. And it's looking like a very, very clean round for the boys on PK. UYU just never pushed up, right? What can they do? They know Monkyz has the drop shot, that extra drill bit. It was just going to be too difficult. I say that, though, and we do see a couple members drop off for the boys on PK. And UYU, they're not going to respawn. As SuMuNs does give that drop shot out of there. So, yeah, it is going to be wrapped up. I thought maybe, just maybe, UYU respawns to come back into it. But, hey, it is what it is. They want to maintain the respawn economy, keep it even. And, you know, think about the long game, right? We're going to round 9.
Man, and that was a beautiful round there for PK. We talked about them having to slow the game down just a bit because PK was doing a great job getting that drop shot off the initial. Now, this time it's going to be a little bit harder. UYU will have a little right-hand advantage pushing up top towards that entrance. They also got another placement to use here. We'll see what they want to do with that. PK locks the incendiary grenade. UYU, they're going to have to match that one. I think that was a smart move there for PK.
Yeah. No, without question, yeah. Get rid of those ensigns. They've been connecting well for the boys of UYU. So, round 9. Again, an important map for PK to win and a very critical map for UYU to win because now they'll put themselves in position to maybe win this series 2-0, something they absolutely want to do. Xplosive is going to get the quick pick. He does get taken down, though. That was a great attempt from Monkyz. Even though he trades, he gets the drop shot out of the way, and I do believe it's on the ground, and Identivez will take it, but he's not out of the woods just yet. Look at the pressure from UYU, and that's the only play they can make. Drop shot out there, Hail Mary thrown. It connects onto Powerz, and believe it or not, Identivez lives and still has a drill bit to his name.
The King staying cool under pressure right there. Nice drop, still has one more to use. UYU got a slight lead, but PK is in a good spot to get this E-Hill locked in, pick up a few kills, and put themselves in a beautiful position to win this round. The drop is there. We'll see when it gets used. Will it be before the hill gets capped? UYU capping it. They're going to back up, so Lancers will be out here. And it's going to make this a little more difficult for PK, especially with UYU. Great pre-fire from them, but in the end, somebody is going to die to this drop shot.
Well, drop shot's gone. It's in nobody's hands at this point in time. So it has been nullified, but for PK, they don't need a drop shot. Look at this push. So confident. Kenny tries to stop and goes for the pickup around the corner, though. It's going to be SuMuNs playing with the food, it seems.
Wow.
Kenny now being very aggressive, single-handedly pushing back 3 members of UYU. He will drop, but the pickup could be there. Now, these are going to be some critical wins. PK getting dangerously close to the home hill, but that trade for Dezo, choo-choo. Train conductor wins again.
UYU get a little extra help from the conductor there, and though the pressure was being applied there by TJ on the tracks, Monkyz will win that 1v1. Kenny and Powerz have been playing defense over here at the E-Hill, waiting for their teammates to make plays at the home and through the center of the map. But currently, PK got a nice sizable lead here. Powerz comes off the respawn, gets some revenge there for his teammate TJ against Monkyz there. And UYU knows this is the prime opportunity for them to push forward while they have an extra man on the map.
But you have to make this happen. They have to make it happen now. That's a good pick on Identivez. You saw that drop shot during that little free cam there when Identivez was on the ground. Praized gets away, and this is a critical moment, but Kenny doesn't pick it up. Drop shot needs to be utilized. It has to connect, and it doesn't. That is heartbreaking, and I believe one more drill bit remains, or he's already used both of them. I think he has. Yes, he has.
Both.
So, and now UYU, they've got to push up. They have no choice.
No choice whatsoever. TJ Praized working together. The revive comes through, but the cleanup kill is there for Dezonide. He gets a double. Only 1 kill needed here for PK. UYU, I don't think they can do it. I don't think they got enough people on the map. He needs to be decapped. A big play needs to be made on a home, and PK will strike first.
Absolutely, man. Oh, PK, as you said, striking first, looking solid. That's exactly what we needed to see.
Yep. Man, and you know, it's just, that's what UYU is seeing right now. It's red. That's all PK saw was red, okay? Hell, both these squads know that this matchup is so important, and they're giving it all they got.
Yeah, they are. Giving it all they got for sure. PK, good win, a big win. And, you know, it gives them some added insurance, right? gives them some added insurance. Now they know they can win the series 2-0, or they are guaranteed a game number 3, or map 3, I should say, but still a bloodbath till the end, round 9. Hey, we knew it was going to happen. Good job for PK to take that victory, but it wasn't easy, without question. Now we transfer over towards Bunker, right? This is going to be UYU's map pick. How do you think this one's going to go, Blaze?
Oh man, it's gonna be a good map here for UYU. That was their map pick. Map number 1 was PK's map pick, and they almost didn't get away. Praized missed 2 crucial drops there at the end, and I gotta call him out for it, because he connects on any of those, UYU is in a better position there.
Sure.
Now, in the end there, PK, they get that matchup, and they fought hard for it. They got off to an early lead, but I will say this, that they stayed composed throughout the entirety of that backhand, because UYU, they did mount that comeback. In the end, PK wanted it just a little bit more here. Now we going over towards Bunker. This is going to be UYU's map pick, and they've been playing flawlessly all day.
Yeah, they have. They absolutely have. And that's hugely encouraging for them, right? Because they got to tie up this series, got to get back into it. We know how personal this match is, Blaze, right? We set up that storyline. Everybody witnessed what took place the other night with PK getting the victory, and you saw the tweets. UYU wants to win this, but PK wants to add salt to injury, and they're well on their way to doing so. This play from Identivez, by the way, like you said, cool, calm, and collective under pressure, sending that drop shot out, getting away with the one more drill bit in the chamber. It was big, right? And that resulted in the round. It's plays like that that separate the men from the boys, and Identivez went huge.
Yeah, he went huge indeed, man. Everybody, the entire region of Latin America is behind him. They support this entire Pittsburgh Night squad, and they feel that going into every series. They know the love and support in which they have, and I think they play a little bit better because of it. Now they need to stay focused up if they want yet again another crack at BQ, and also proving to UYU that, hey, yeah, we beat you last night. I know you were mad about those 2 rounds, but we're looking to do it again and shut you up and give you that 3rd place finish.
Absolutely. But see, that's the thing, man. The fact is, we're down to the final 3 teams. Out of all the teams that entered into the winter major, or at least came here with the dreams of being champions, we're now down to the last 3. 2 NA, 1 LATAM. PK is the last torch, if you will, for the Latin American community. And I know coming into this event, there was a lot of hopes that PK or any Latin American team in general would secure the bag, win their first ever major for the region. But it seems like North American has the leg up. PK has a lot of work to do. We'll see if they'll be able to succeed. Getting through UYU is going to be a tall order. As you said, Blaze, Bunker, UYU's been playing so very well on that map through and through. But hey, we've seen many upsets take place. This 2-0 could be a possibility. UYU, though, after that loss on Asylum, how much do you think that's going to impact their mentality?
I don't think it's going to impact them too much, because this UYU squad has probably played more map 3s over this in this season of gears than they have in the previous seasons. They've had a lot of teams pushing them towards the distance, and most of the time they have survived, but they're used to this, okay? And UYU is going to have to step it up here going towards Bunker, and also on Forge as well if they get there. I know Ryan was hoping that he was going to get a map 3, and he may be right. But I know PK, man, they're going to give this Bunker map a little bit of extra effort to close out this series in a 2-0 fashion. Now, what PK has to worry about is this drop shot going towards platform on Bunker. I don't know what it is, but, a lot of these squads today have been placing this drop shot in the opposite center placement than we've seen most of the time during the Pro League, trying to throw these curveballs at their opponent, running some older strategies that we probably saw in season 1 of Gears 5. And, it's kind of been working out for them. And we know who is really well-practiced and well-versed to whatever their opponent can throw at them in any given situation.
I mean, curveballs, right? That's the way that you're going to knock your the momentum off the other team. And we've seen Rise do it several times. We've seen, even Rebel earlier do it to UYU. The thing is just a lot's going to be done. For this Bunker one, though, UYU obviously has the leg up. PK, I don't know if they had the momentum per se, right? They just got off a narrow victory round number 9, but again, I think all tournament long, they've kind of seemed different. They seem like they're more on point. Now, granted, I say that after they lost 10-1 to VQ. But against anybody else, though, I'm like, wow, PK, they look pretty solid. It's without question a matchup, an El Clasico, if you will. That's what I like to call it, especially when they face off in emergence days. But I don't know, chat. Let us know. Seriously, you heard the analyst desk. You've heard us talk about it. Who do you think is going to take over the victory? Because PK, it seems like you guys are pretty much split. You like watching PK, but you think PK is going to choke it. And I don't know where your loyalty lies. So please make it very apparent. Are you going with PK? Are you going with UYU? I would love to hear your opinions.
And yo, go on the record, man, and say it with your chest who you want to win this series. Now, PK, they can't get too lax, because when they get too lax and they think the series is going to go their way, they start making mistakes. And they got to have a lot of respect for this UYU team, and I do believe they definitely have that. These two squads have played together plenty of times in the past, and so they know what they're capable of. And UYU, we've seen them make a lot of comebacks, and in these positions where their back's against the wall, they get better, man. They don't like to lose. Yeah. They start playing with a different energy. And I think that's going to be true here on Bunker. PK, what they did that was so successful there towards the end of Asylum, just slowing it down, taking their time, not feeling like, after they get those initial kills that they got to play so aggressive to get those early dominations in, because UYU, they tend to capitalize when PK is playing that fast.
PK is playing fast too. They really are, man. And you know what? Again, that's something I feel that, okay, versus UYU, it might work. They're going to have to not do that. If they do play VQ again, they're going to have to slow it down. In my honest opinion, I strongly feel, and I think you said this earlier, and I got to agree with you, the best chance for VQ to lose this championship is going to be UYU. I think UYU actually has the best opportunity to take them down because they have more of a slower pace style that I think can be a great counter to the boys of VQ. PK is just way too aggressive. But at the end of the day, all that aside, it really doesn't matter, right? What matters is the here and now. It matters. Will UYU be PK? And I don't know. We talk about two great IGLs though, Xplosive and Identivez, man. I don't know. I think
I would say Explosives and Monkyz, okay? Monkyz is a smart one over there on that squad. Yeah, I will. But I will say this, something else that PK has to worry about. You got two players over here who are looking to become 5-time champs. And they're 4-time champs for a reason. They've been into some difficult spots. That's Powerz and Kenny's, all right? If they can shut those two guys down, they will be in a better position here to close this series out in a 2-0 victory. But, the UYU fans, they got that, man. They got that in their corner and a little bit more as well, because those two guys, man, I promise you, they're gonna play out of they're gonna just play their best version of Gears of War coming up into this map.
You bring up a good point, right? Trying to be returning champions, but I think it means a lot more than before. And the reason why is because we talked about TJ joining in a mixed replacing Mental. We all know the storyline there, but it still goes without saying, if UYU is able to secure the bag, secure the victory, and win grand finals over VQ, first off, beating VQ would be a feat in its own right and something to write home about, because that would be an impressive victory since VQ has looked unstoppable. But the fact is that UYU loses such a crucial member to their team, adds on TJ, who, by the way, has been stunning. He's been playing so very well, but then wins the championship. I think for me and for everybody else, that would say, like, okay, Ashes, one of the best coaches out there. You have, of course, Xplosive, one of the best IGLs, who's coming through, and to be able to lead your team with such a drastic change and still secure another major, it would undeniably say this is the best squad, the best roster in the world, and the best roster, the best squad, if you will, in all of Gears 5. In my opinion, I think it would say that.
I think you're absolutely right, man. It would show that this team has had some of the best core players and just the best core in general out of all the teams out there. Because no matter what curveballs they're thrown, the team changes that happen, the shifts in the game, they always adapt and they stay consistent. And a big portion of that has to do with Ashes and Xplosive here. These guys have been together for a very long time. All right. Now, you talk about TJ, and you got to give TJ some love, because all tournament long, all weekend, he has been making big plays, and he got a lot of shit throughout the pro league. And a lot of the fans say, hey, drop TJ. He's the reason why UYU isn't performing so well. And, he had his woes to start, and he had to get used to this team. But here in this championship environment, right, where all the pressure's on the line, his teammates are supporting him so well, and TJ has risen to the occasion when they have needed him the most. And I think that he's going to make some big plays here in this series. But regardless of, you got to give him credit for playing as well as he have all weekend long to help UYU get to this point and filling some big shoes in on the side of Vincent.
And without question, big shoes indeed, right? TJ didn't come in to necessarily replacement, so he came in to be TJ on the UYU roster, and it's safe to say he has successfully done that.
Yes.
Everybody always wants to pick the low-hanging fruit in the chat, right? And say, oh, drop TJ. TJ's not the issue in my opinion. I think he's played very well. His slaying capability, his front spawn potential is incredible, and it's been a huge reason as to why UYU has been successful during the winter major. We're heading into map number 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun one to watch. UYU has to win this to force a game 3 to stay alive, or else their tournament life will end in 3rd place. A respectable placing, but not where UYU wants to be. Let's get it underway, Blaze.
All right, here we go, folks. And Pittsburgh Knight getting this early capture here on B. UYU pushing towards top to the bunker side of the map, and they get control. And they were trying to cross down and stop this hill from getting cat. And instead, they will end up picking up both these kills on the bunker side, and now they want to cut back and help their teammates out down low.
The Raver in no man's land should be dropped here. I say that, though. The assist from Dezo comes around the corner with the Lancer fire, makes it happen. Now, Raver looking to be blindsided, though, and he will, in fact, go down. That was TJ hanging out. Gonna go and take one final look at him before finishing him off. Meanwhile, though, as you said, PK up to a really good start. UYU trying to just push them back. Bit of a mismantle from Xplosive. No worries. He gets taken down. Powerz is there.
He got the revive,
to clean
too.
up one. And he did get the revive, so job well done.
Now Powerz gets the 1 kill, and he gets 2. You always got to... You see Powerz on the ground, you say, you know what? I definitely have to sacrifice my life to make sure I get this man up. And I know Xplosive was happy that he did that, because top bunker control still in favor of UYU. They got the B hill as well. PK coming off respawn, talking about what they wanted to do next. They know this is their last team fight. SuMuNs only has 2 respawns left, and no one has won a round just yet. So if he dies, PK have to concede. If not, they put themselves in danger in rounds 2, 3, and 4.
I don't think PK is going to concede, though, right? We were talking about Pittsburgh Knights, and I have seen them literally give up every bit of their respawn economy to secure a round. And I've seen UYU follow in suit because PK is doing it. And if one team's doing it, well, the other team, they can't be wrong with following it. Either way, Dezo is going to get the break, but through the smoke, you have 2 members from UYU up ahead. Every kill Dezo accumulates in this position is going to be massive, and unfortunately, he won't get any of them. That leaves SuMuNs by himself.
I don't know how Xplosive even gets away with that kill when Dezo has support from SuMuNs there on the left. That's your one job, especially when it comes down to the crossfire. Xplosive was his guy to stop, and he could not. So the kills go in favor of UYU, and now they want to play here for this domination.
And I think they're going to get it. As you said, PK, they're not going to respawn back in. SuMuNs and Identivez, it's a little bit too far gone. It would be one mighty push if they wanted to try and give it one last go. It's a big map, and they're going to wisely choose to duck out. So UYU will take round number 1. Good on them for doing so. They played it phenomenally, and we'll see if they can keep that energy up.
And also UYU intentionally, they played for the kills right there, because in that moment, they didn't care if PK respawned up. They was like, all right, if you guys want to respawn and give us some more lives, by all means, go for it. We'll play for an elimination victory or a victory off of time. And I think that's going to hold true throughout the rest of this map. UYU is going to take a lot of, they're going to slow the game down, focus on getting bunker control and B hill. I think we'll see very few dominations here because they recognize that the respawns are so low on the side of PK there. And, they're getting lost in some of these fights.
To think we've come to this.
All right, here we go. Round number 2. UYU's map pick is looking like a it was a good choice. Of course, yesterday, this did go to a round 9 between these guys. Asylum was the only one that was the outlier in this series, but we've already watched Bunker and District just before, and we will, or excuse me, Bunker and Forge, and we will see Bunker and Forge again. Well, potentially we'll see Forge. That is map number 3. PK could take this in a 2-0. Let me just remind you of that. But regardless, though, PK off to a better start. They have Alpha and Bravo locked in place. UYU, a lot of attention on B. I think that's going to be their push.
I think you're right here as well, Taylor. Player 6 has a big role mid-map. He has to watch through that cut. Now, he's going to have some help, though. He got a few players there towards top bunker side. When it comes down to it, PK has the lead. The smokes are out. TJ is going to make the first move. He's trying to defend here against PK, but Raver doing a good job watching both sides, putting out a lot of damage here for his team. Gives them the right to push up, and Kenny, he's going to try to retreat from this position, but he can't get away. That's 4 members down on the side of UYU, and that is a great initiative there for PK.
Absolutely, and PK is going to look to seal the deal here, right? They know their respawn economy was hurting a little bit from that last round, so finishing off this round as early as they can is going to be hugely beneficial, and that's exactly what they do. But in all honesty, any team would take that advantage and go for the domination when you get 4 down, right? So yeah, PK played that very well. They tied up 1-1, and now we go back to the drawing board for UYU.
And going into that previous round, right? You know, PK, they only had 2 less respawns than UYU, so they wasn't hurting too much. But what they knew that they had to do was slow the game down a bit and not get into a lot of these crazy fights here at artillery and get into control of bunker, because if they did that again in round number 2, that they were going to be in a bad spot, staggering those respawns as they were trying to fight for control. Coming into rounds 3 and 4, respawns are going to be the lowest. It's going to be a little bit more, chaotic than we saw in the previous rounds. These squads are going to have a few more opportunities, and we're going to see who's going to make the best use of those opportunities.
UYU won on this very side in round 1. They're now on the side that's that they won from. So we'll see if that's any consolation. But for PK, already on to B. Now, Praized can snuff fire and lancer fire all he wants. Eventually, PK is going to be able to get back onto it and get the cap. I say that, but all instants have been used, still at a standstill. Kenny coming down low from tunnel, and Powerz going to pick up some big eliminations. Now they have PK on the back pedal. Raver can't get away. He's going to get finished off. That's 4 down.
Don't do it to him.
And you already know where UYU's going, man. They're going straight to the hill, and he did it.
Yeah, the entire squad of UYU, man. They lock in round number 3, and they return the favor to PK and says, hey, all right, we'll go tit for tat with you there. And, good job to them because they slowed it down. The key factor of that round was Kenny's flank through the center. He was able to put a lot of lancer fire there on the line of PK there as they were taking cover on that platform, looking to get a B hill capture. And once that damage came through, Powerz said, all right, it's my turn to spring into action and hit some shots here. And he hit 4 nice spreads, getting 4 kills there. Good job to him. Let's see how PK wants to respond to that.
Additional flash is going to be there. That's going to be beneficial for pressuring into Bravo for the last time here on Bunker. First half is about to be over. Second half is going to be that much more interesting. For UYU to take a 3-1 lead, that would be wonderful for them. Big battle, though, taking place in tunnel. Raver's going to be the first one down. Identivez will follow suit. And Dezo around a corner will pick up Powerz. He's just going to chill out with the rest of his team. And that pickup is massive, right? Because that could have been 3 down. Well, it is 3 down now. But the fact of the matter is, UYU, even though they're dead, even in slaying power, it's not like they have a massive advantage. But they will not get on B. PK will come off the respawn.
Yeah, UYU will be able to get this B hill capture, and they're going to be able to set up and get into position so they can defend against whatever PK wants to throw their way. Now, PK is going to send 2 players top bunker. They're going to send 3 players towards mid-map. 2v2 fight up top, 3v3 down low. Raver, he has been, doing a lot of unsung work here for the side of the Pittsburgh Knights. With his support fire, he's exactly where they need him to be at all times. He's keeping a lot of the players trapped in cover, not allowing to help the other teammates of UYU, just relieving a little bit of pressure there for his teammates to make big plays on other portions of the map.
Let's go on to Kenny. Identivez, though, will down Xplosive, focus attention. Well, I thought he was going to go over towards TJ, but Dezo's there, right? He did. Hey, my boy's got me. Gets the chunk up top when TJ was distracted by Identivez. PK, they're going to start closing out that deficit as they have been. Now it's up to stop this wave of UYU members coming out. And for Raver and Dezo, they're going to Lancer out as much as they possibly can. They're going to focus on Xplosive. That's a second down. He'll get back up, but he has only one more left.
All right, we're about to have a lead change here in this round. PK is right where they want to be. They got the game slowed down. We're about to see some smokes or some flashes get tossed here towards his upper portion. And I like that toss by Raver. Throw your flash first so you can slow down UYU a bit. And so if that flash was just a little bit later, he might even bait out UYU's utility to make this push harder for him. But regardless of, you're going to see PK get first blood here in this team fight. Powerz is going to trade off against SuMuNs, and UYU, they find a different route, and they can shift down low to B. And actually, they got exactly what they needed. They just became the defensive squad, and Powerz get some initial damage here on Identivez. His squad is going to come down here to help him, and now UYU is exactly where they want to be to close out this round.
Monkyz needs to connect with the Ensign. He's going to be hightailing it over for this Bravo push. Now, if he can connect, get that first blood, it's going to be hugely beneficial, and he does. So Kenny falls, Powerz follows suit. That Ensign kill from Monkyz was massive, and this could be an even bigger Ensign for TJ.
Oh.
Keeps them off, gets the kill on TJ, or excuse me, onto SuMuNs. But alas, PK still gets Bravo. So this 1v1 is going to be almost everything.
TJ worked so hard to push this guy back, and he wants to do it for his team, but he can't. Taking too much damage right there against Monkyz, and Monkyz is going to trade it out with Kenny's. PK locks in this round, but great effort there for TJ. He did everything in which he could to prevent that capture with his nade.
Oh, 100%. Monkyz connected on the first one. That initiated the break. It still was winnable by TJ. After he hit that Ensign, he just needed to get that final kill on the last PK member on Bravo. He does that, and UYU wins that round. But alas, it wasn't to be. The Lancer Fire ended up taking him down. The finish comes through with the meat shield, and PK holds on to power. Very competitive first half, tied up 2-2. We go now into the second half. The battle for bunker is going to be there. More utility in the back, so that's going to be hugely beneficial. We know how bloody this tunnel fight can get.
Yeah, no, we definitely know that this one can get crazy. And we're going to be kicking this round off with Powerz. He has 12 kills, 3 assists, 4 deaths, rocking that 3.0 KD. Let's see if he's going to add to the tally. Teammate's going to give him some help in middle, but it is Raver who hits a great shot to kill him. SuMuNs takes out Kenny in the mid-map, and PK, knowing that this is a high respawn timer on a round, they're going to keep on pressing forward and try to win this round quickly.
That's what they're going to do, right? They know quickness is of the essence, and they want to make it happen, and Powerz is going to be there for the break if he can, along with the rest of his teammates. But look at the setup from PK Blaze. Was that not a beautiful setup? Everyone spacing out to the very edges of that cover, lancering in. They don't put themselves in chunk range. They say, why should we, right? We're getting the capture, spread out, put them in the blender with the Lancers. That's what they did. That was a beautiful setup.
Raver doing everything he can for his team to get them in a good spot to kick these rounds off. That was a huge kill from him. Now, as we head here into round number 6, both squads, they're just going to have the respawn timer of their incendiary grenade, so it's going to be coming up every minute. Now, the round after this one, we might start getting our first drop shot being placed down based off whatever team is going to win this round. We'll see what happens.
All right, here we are. This is a very important round for UYU. It is critical because PK wins this, puts him on map point, series point, and Raver opens it wide open. Oh no, Raver is insane.
He is, man. Big triple for him. He can support, he can slay, he does it all. He stays alive, dodging shots, trying to get back into the mix, but he brought his team enough time to get the heals in which they needed to go to series point. Oh, the stop comes through. Does UYU make it in time? Can they negate this? Monkyz, he's here. But TJ and Xplosive, they slowed down the Knights. And man, UYU was almost in a bad position here. They're still not in a good one, but it's a lot better than being 4-2 right now. Being 4-2 down,
question. without question. But, I mean, UYU, they've got so much work ahead of them. You and I both know how hard it is to retake E. Sometimes teams, they go for the overextension because that is a lot easier than fighting this uphill battle. Look at Xplosive. He's just trying to get any chip damage that he can. Now, PK does back off. I give him credit for that, but it's still going to be so difficult. But a great connection from TJ. Xplosive picks up SuMuNs. That's 2 down, and Monkyz is going to be in tunnel. These next series of kills for him are going to be huge, but he doesn't get them, and UYU takes control, and they're pushing into D as well.
They're not slowing down. They're not slowing down whatsoever. Kenny has already made these players turn their back over here towards this B side of the map. SuMuNs gets it down, but Praized gets a kill. Raver's here to fight as well. Xplosive has overstayed his welcome, and PK will survive that push here from the side of UYU, but it's not over yet. UYU needs to slow PK down even more because PK may start making a play for this home hill.
And that play is going to be made, right? It has to be made. Now, PK could take their time, but it's unlike PK to take the time. As we know, I cannot believe SuMuNs did not pick up that elimination. Now, Identivez is going to challenge up top. He gets dropped. Break is still going to be there, though. Team pickups from Raver onto Identivez. Praized will get 1. Raver's now there for the challenge, but he's going to be taken down. That is 4 out. PK still has the lead, but they have a lot of work if they want to respawn back in, and it's going to be a dangerous one too. You got 2 members who could be on lives 1 out of 4.
That move that Praized just did right there is called a championship back roll. All right, you get those, you get those bricks in your back roll, make it difficult for your opponent, make them feel a little bit helpless right there. But that's his go-to move, man, and it works out for him a lot. Always keeping his distance here from his opponent, and now you see him here clapping towards mid-map like, "Yo, what's up? Y'all thought y'all was gonna get that one? Game's still going."
Not today. Well, it seems like UYU figured it out, and they're gonna go ahead and take over this victory. SuMuNs now just fighting for pride. He won't even get that. Xplosive shuts him down, gets the chunk. And man, what a just turnaround, right? I mean, to be on the cusp of a domination with Raver popping off, to then win the round in the way that they just did, capping out at 250. It's got my head spinning, Blaze.
You know, and I'm pretty sure PK's head is spinning as well, because they felt like they should have got that round. But this is where PK has to stay composed and not be their own worst enemy. Yes, that round got away from you, but you knew that this was going to be a difficult battle against UYU, and that should be no surprise that they win rounds like that. Now, on the flip end, PK, they want to be dominant. They want to be the best. So, you know, they don't care about, you know, how good UYU is, but you got to respect the defending champions, okay? Yep. Now, when it comes down to weapon placements, we're going to be all even going into this initial here. Let's see who wants to be the hero for their squad.
All right, who is it going to be? It was Raver before. Will it be Raver again? The battle for E going down, but more importantly, the tunnel. We'll focus on Raver. He was the one who popped off, got the 3-piece off the start. Stunned, can't shoot. Powerz is going to be over there, looking to make some moves. SuMuNs will get the cleanup plus the pickup. He's got to be quick, though. Raver off the pickup, takes down Praized. SuMuNs now going for the pickup again, but it's all in vain. There's the cleanup. Xplosive comes through. That's now 3 down. Dezo still has a chance to be picked up, but I think it's going to be unlikely. That's now 3 down for PK. UYU off to the races now. They just got to get over to E.
Yeah, Xplosive always coming through there for his team. He helps get all those kills there towards the mid-map. Now, UYU, they're capping E. They know they got to take out Monkyz on their side of the map, cleaning up that kill. They're going to start to get set up here. They know that they cannot be too aggressive on this round. They did exactly what they wanted to do to kick off this round. Now, gears is shifted towards PK. How can they break this setup? They got 3 players top bunker. This is going to be their primary focus for now. Both squads waiting for their incendiary grenades to come off respawn, and they will acquire them. Let's see what they plan on doing with them.
PK, they can't afford to lose any members at this point, right? I mean, you got 3 members, Identivez, SuMuNs, and Monkyz, who could be very dangerously low in respawn economy, and that's someplace PK doesn't want to be because of their aggressive play style. So they're going to have to play this very appropriately, and you can see the cogs turning, the wheels turning inside their brains, right? They're really trying to figure out where is the weak point in UYU's armor. And at this point, I don't know, right? You got 3 set up on top for E. You got the 2 defending the home hill, but it seems as if Tunnel, they've made a penetration. They're in there. The incense thrown. The drop is going to be there for Raver. He is now gone. He'll be respawning back in with 2 out of 4. Monkyz is gone. SuMuNs and Identivez too. And Blaze, I hate to say it, this is round you give up. Actually, they won't even have a choice. 5-man wipe, UYU on map point.
UYU was in this position here for Asylum at map point 4-3. They got to play this next round probably even slower than they did the previous. They got a good game plan currently, and it starts with the initial here in that mid tunnel. Raver versus Powerz. Both these players have so much weight on their shoulders in this moment, in the losers finals. They want to do their fans justice. And now, who's going to win the fight this time around? Because whoever has won it before has pretty much dictated the pace of that round for their team.
Without question, the initial absolutely matters. We'll focus on Powerz off the start. Of course, Raver, though, is going to be just across from him. SuMuNs actually is there. Raver's there, too. Oh, big kills, but UYU answers back. It dominant force 4 go down. Monkyz last up. And what looks so strong for PK now falls to the wayside. And Monkyz' job at this point is just to stay alive.
And he's on UYU's side of the map as well, but he knows a few players are coming off respawn, so he's trying to get back to his teammates. He's calling for help, and UYU, they're going to let him live. They're going to respect him, says, all right, we know you got the highest KD and KDA in the league for a reason. You don't die, so we're not going to take the opportunity right now, waiting for all their teammates to spawn up. UYU is exactly where they want to be, but PK, they're going to focus the home hill this time around.
That's exactly what they have to do.
If they can get there.
If they can get there, and that's the big thing. Right now, UYU slaying power is on point. Look at that, the Lancer. SuMuNs, you can't go through that. Now Monkyz is going to be isolated, and UYU needs to use their numbers appropriately. Monkyz wisely backs out. But Powerz, though, finds an opening. He's on the overextension. No one's there to stop him, by the way. It's going to be PK. Yeah, they're getting the neutral, but UYU's on the overextension. SuMuNs needs to go huge here and win this 1v2, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Monkyz is fighting for his life. He's going to take down TJ, and that is huge.
Big kills there from Monkyz. TJ tried to, shake and bake him there for just a second. Now, PK, they're fighting for their home hill back. They'll get it without any issues whatsoever. And but they at a deficit. They need both these hills to keep this lead up, and they're having to do a lot on the map, and SuMuNs has no more respawns remaining. UYU knows this. Powerz needs to protect his life as well. TJ gets the down on Identivez. Praized goes down as well here. It is a fight for E, and with Xplosive gone, PK is in a good position. If UYU wants to win this series now, they got to figure out a way how to slow this one down, but since they got the respawns, they don't mind the chaos here just a bit.
Right, SuMuNs has to be so careful in this spot. PK has put themselves in a winning position, but with Raver dropping, that hurts so much. Now, granted, he has lives to give, but now they have a little less to defend against this push for Dezo. He wanted to make that push. You could see it, man. He was going for it. Powerz is there, and he doesn't know Dezo's in there. Now Identivez, he's forced in a tough spot, but you got the focus fire from SuMuNs up top. You need to get these finishes, and they don't. And UYU now is about to break through and get onto E.
Oh, man. UYU, they're exactly where they want to be, and they need to decap at E now. Somebody needs to take care of Dezo. Praized soaked up a lot of that damage, and that's reloads that got to come out, weapons that got to get swapped here. And PK go for the gunfights. They win the fight against Kenny. They take Powerz out, take TJ out. Identivez, SuMuNs, they're on their last respawn here. Xplosive, he's in a difficult spot. His home hill's getting decapped. He needs to make a big play. It starts with that one. Identivez has no more respawns, but will UYU get any hills? They won't.
Blaze, hey. Back-to-back round 9s. And I can't help it. I'm a little nervous. I really am.
I'm nervous.
And I don't know who I'm nervous for.
I don't know either, right?
Both of them. I really don't know who I'm nervous for. And it's such a weird feeling because I don't feel that too often. Normally I'm just like impartial. I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. But at this point in time, I almost don't even want to start round 9 because it's like, I don't know.
Hey.
UYU had the lead, they had the advantage, but the respawns are so close. It's anybody's ball game.
It is, and everybody is on the edge of their seats watching this series. And I already know these players, they're leaning forward as well. Praized is the only person on UYU, one respawn, but SuMuNs, Identivez, if they lose off this initial, they get slayed out. Whew. PK is going to be in a difficult spot here for the next team fight. And both teams slow down. They don't want to get into an engagement. They want to take a better fight. They got to. I agree.
They have to play. Like, what are they going to do? You can't afford to lose Identivez and SuMuNs. But you know, it's interesting because it does force PK to slow down, and PK doesn't like slowing down, right?
Praized wasn't scared whatsoever, okay? And he has the least respawns, but we saw him the furthest on PK's side of the map, pushing those players back to their home hill. Now, ultimately, that allows his team to push up just a bit more. Now, in this given moment, round 9, okay? Every player is thinking right now, whoever makes the next play is going to be the hero of this series for their team. But only one of these players is going to have the cojones to do that.
Ooh, the cojones, you're bringing it out. Absolutely, and that's what you need. You need cojones at this point in time, because the first one to press into E is going to expose themselves to people around the corner, expose themselves to incense, right? Expose themselves to Lancer Fire dropping. Well, Powerz the first one. We'll see you later. That's a big pickup.
He gets the cat, but this also is going to force PK out of cover. That's what UYU wants. Kenny and Xplosive, they have to focus this E-hill. The pre-fire is there. The revives are coming through. PK gets the decap, and by them having that extra man up top, that support from Raver once again, it allows them to get that capture for now.
Okay, so PK put themselves in a winning position. Now it's all about defense. Now with Praized on his last life, that hurts. It really does. But PK not far around the corner as Blaze, as you were just saying a little bit earlier. And UYU, I think what they're doing is they're kind of baiting. They want it to seem as if TJ is pushing for the overextension, but eventually they're going to cut back and go through tunnel. But SuMuNs catches TJ out and will drop. Now he has lives to give, but this is a problem now. This is a problem. PK starting to pick up some big eliminations. And yes, it's on Kenny and Xplosive at 3 out of 4. But the thing is, Monkyz was the only victim, and he has lives to give.
Oh, big plays from Powerz. He decaps the hill. He knows he's going down, so he pockets the incendiary grenade there for PK. And he slows this one down, and it's only going to be a 20-point deficit here for the side of UYU. And they're decapping hills, and they're playing for kills.
Oh, man, TJ picks up a nice one up top, but he's not out of the woodwork just yet. Dezo's going to be around the corner, and he's going to go in and in a nice shot. Now he's going to be able to go down low and pressure Praized. Praized needs to hold his own. That's going to be one, but he can't get the second. PK now locking in E. They already have F, and I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, I think UYU is done for.
They are. It's looking grim. That was their last fight there. And even with 2 members of PK with no respawns, they figure out how to get over the hump, and they're going back to the grand finals.
Back to the grand finals, back to a rematch, and back to a potential beatdown, but we'll find out how that's going to be. Hey, the best of the best is brought out in grand finals. For UYU, though, I think I speak for them and everybody else. That is a heartbreaking defeat. 3rd place, anybody would kill for that, but not UYU. But I will say this, throughout the inconsistencies of Pro League, throughout the inconsistencies of Split 1, not E-Days, they dominated that, but without question, though, they improved dramatically. And for me personally, to see them get 3rd place, I know it's not what they want as a championship caliber team, but you got to look at the performance in Split 1. For them to get 3rd place, I'm impressed. I really am. For me, I'm happy with that.
Yo, man, PK, they are the 2nd best team here at Gears Esports, the best team in Latin America. So it's only fitting that they go up against VQ here in the grand finals. They have shown why they are in this position time and time again. And so many close series for PK, but they always find a way to get through it.
And Blaze, I've got something beautiful to say, by the way.
What's up?
You know, Identivez, if I had to say, hey, what does Identivez do for the team other than IGL? Is he usually? Is it fair to say he's usually the one getting into those fights? Usually the one being as aggressive as possible, right? Trying to slay out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fair to say.
Yeah.
He finishes off on Bunker, 3 kills, but 22 assists. Ooh. 22 assists. That is a beautiful stat line, and that shows Identivez is now stepping back and adjusting his play style. He's learned, like, hey, I don't always have to be the one in the engagements. I can do that if I need to, but I think playing a more passive role here would be the better option. I'm impressed by that stat line. I truly am. In fact, I'm impressed for the whole roster of PK across the board. The lowest assist was SuMuNs, and he had 10, okay? The lowest assist was SuMuNs, and he had 10. Raver, though. Raver was the star in the overall KD. 25 and 15.
Yeah, no,
25 and 15.
Raver and Monkyz together are complete savages. And, you know, that's a beautiful stat line if you ask me when it comes down to Identivez. 3 kills, over 20 assists for his team, being selfless, filling in the roles that he needs to highlight his teammates out there, for them to be able to come out on top victorious. And you know what? That's exactly what he's going to continue to have to do here if they want to beat VQ.
And I have nothing but respect for UYU. Genuinely, I have nothing but respect. They, again, to get 3rd place, you know, I know they're not happy with it. I know they're upset. I do. But I'm proud of them. I really am. To make that performance, to go in at 3rd place, yeah, they lose to PK and it stings and it hurts. But you have to look at their trail, their route to get to this point. And I question, even in my mind, I said UYU's not going to perform well during the Winter Major. But the fact that they get 3rd place absolutely validates what everybody's been saying. Okay, it shows that, yeah, when money's on the line, when the Winter Major comes around, UYU is going to be that top level team. And they absolutely were. And that shows to me, and it humbles me, it shows me that, hey, even though they may not be performing at the best caliber during, you know, the Pro League or whatever split comes around, they're still going to be the top level team that you have to play against during the major. And everything, I know you guys have been saying that nonstop. It's no surprise to you, Blaze. But for me, it humbles me and it shows me, hey, it's absolutely true.
Yeah, it's true. And at the end of the day, the teams that show the most consistency throughout the Pro League are in the grand finals, okay? Since the season kicked off, PK and VQ have been so difficult to beat. UYU, they had their struggles here, and they turned up here for this major, but consistency throughout the season proved to be what was the tail of the tide? What was the tail of this story here? This entire major at that, actually.
I will say, as this could be our final time up here. I know Jacob and Colin are going to destroy it. They're going to be casting grand finals, but without question, Blaze, I had a fantastic time casting as many series as we did.
Same.
A lot of upsets, and just a lot of great matches in general. Blaze, I leave it to you. What's your final words?
Hey, my final words is everybody pop some popcorn, sit back and strap in, because this grand finals is about to be insane. And you got 2 of the best about to bring you guys to action. I can't wait to listen to our analysts as well and see what they got to say about it all, because it's VQ and PK once again.
And I got to say, you all are beautiful out there. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that follow button if you haven't already, whatever platform you are watching on. It's been a great time calling the action for you this weekend. But hey, it's not over with just yet. As Blaze said, you got a rematch coming through. We all know it. Vanquish versus Pittsburgh Knights. North America versus Latin America. And we're going to get to hear from Latin America after this commercial break. We're going to get to hear from Identivez himself, the IGL, pick his brain, see what's going on and how he feels going into grand finals. We'll see you guys in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.